Now, these new projects are brand new. Hold on. My new projects are Twitch and YouTube oriented, and I'm not 100% certain how I'm going to do this yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to start with Twitch. I have created a Twitch account, and I've just been looking around, seeing what's doing, and getting used to the community, and trying to see how everybody else is doing things and learning. Because I had only been in Twitch a couple of times, I didn't have great experiences. Nothing really horrible happened, but the interface does not mesh with my brain. It's a lot better for me now, but the first time or two or three I came across it, it was just so much chaos, and I didn't know what was going on. There was everything everywhere, colors and writing and people interacting, and I couldn't even figure out what was going on with the streams. Long story short, I left and didn't come back. And I avoided it for a long time because the chaos in front of my eyes, I couldn't stand it. The stress was amazing. Recently, I have been encouraged to go back, to look, to get used to it, to get an idea of how it works. Because I'm being encouraged to stream myself playing video games. I discovered Stardew Valley. Man, boy do I love this game. I'm not kidding when I say I try to be objective about this. All of the details, all of the beauty, the design, the replayability. I'm not kidding when I say, in my opinion, this is one of the best video games ever made. However, I know I am biased because I just love it so very much for all of these reasons. And I do not see a way to consider this game to be anywhere aside from the ranks of just Excelsior gaming. It's so amazing to me, all of the things that you can do and all the ways that you can play. I've already started 2 profiles because playing the first one, I started to realize, I don't know if I want to call it a lot of mistakes that I made, but I'll definitely say a lot of things I might not have done that way had I known better. For instance, people who know about this, I won't get into it. I chose the beach farm for my very first farm, not knowing that you can't place sprinklers in the sand. It's got a patch of land on that property where you can place sprinklers. So I had planted that property out and then came across a video one day on another subject, and the person said, since you can't place sprinklers on this farm, and I froze and was speechless for approximately 15 minutes in disbelief. I thought, no, you've got to be kidding. I cannot tell you. That was incredible. So once I learned some of these things, I decided I'm going to start a second profile and try out some different methods. And now I've got all of these ideas for a third profile. Start streaming on Twitch and have that third profile be my streaming profile. And I want to try all kinds of things. I want to sell out to Joja Mart. I want to see what happens. I want to see what you get. I want to see how it affects the game, and I want to see how it feels when my character is running around sort of being a turncoat to the brand new town she's just moved into. Putting people out of business. Oh my gosh, I bet it'll put Pierre out of business. I hadn't thought about that. Oh, that's a nightmare. But I want to see it. I want to see what's going to happen. I just want to try this game again. I want to try every conceivable way to play. And I'm going to be streaming it on Twitch. And I'm going to work this into a second YouTube station that I've created. Both of these stations, where you can find me, my name is Empress Aviana. On Twitch, I am Empress Aviana. And on YouTube, I am Empress Aviana Games. I know I can definitely link to my YouTube station here. I don't have anything up yet. I have been purchasing capture cards and testing out setups and microphones and OBS and things like that so that I can figure out what the heck to do. I've been working on branding because that's fun for me and that's easier, and I will figure out how I'm going to deal with the extreme nerves I have thinking about streaming live, but I'm going to try it. So those are my stations, and that's greatly what I've been up to, and that's something else I could not have done with my previous PC. And before I forget, I'd love it if you'd go follow me on Twitch at Empress Aviana, and here on my second YouTube station, which I will link down below, Empress Aviana Games, and subscribe, because I'm going to be putting up content, and I am nervous out of my mind about it, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm spending so much of my time gaming Stardew Valley right now. I might as well be recording it. I might as well be broadcasting it. I just have to figure out how to do it. My routine has become sit down and eat and play this game. I play the game while I'm eating. I don't really know how I'm going to make munchy sounds into a microphone for 5 hours. I don't really plan on doing that, but you know what? I will figure something out. I don't mean to say I intend to stream for 5 hours. Who knows what I might end up streaming. I'm hoping that my first stream will be about an hour, but if I'm really into it, I might go longer. I do not know. Talking is my bailiwick, but I've never tried to do it for hours live online on basically social media as I game and figure out a brand new game that I kind of know a lot about now, but I feel like I just know the tip of the iceberg because the game is so rich with content and possibilities. So we will see. This is going to be very interesting for me. I think I'm missing one. Let me take a moment to focus on this for a bit. These two like to become one, and it can be rather confusing to me when I'm trying to relock them at the root without doing any damage. It's fine hair, so I'm just trying to make sure that I've got enough in each one for it to remain about the size it is and remain strong. I think I've got it here. That is unlocked for inches down. So I'm going to be streaming Stardew Valley. Other games I have played, The Sims 3, Star Trek Online. I'm not sure if I want to stream those right now. Thinking about it. Who's to say? I've been trying a whole bunch of new games on the Nintendo eShop. I haven't been into the concept of the gaming community since I was a kid. In the 80s, it was a very different place. I downloaded a game off the eShop called Blossom. I think what you would call a dungeon crawling game with a knight who's going on adventures, and it's a female. And that's the whole point of a lot of the theme that's mentioned in the story at the beginning of the game. It's kind of a neat story. Someone's telling this story about this girl who's had this mission, and the kids are asking the person telling the story, why isn't she a knight? She needs to be Sir, is her name Sir Lily? So from then on, she's a knight, and her name is Sir Lily, and the story is really sweet, and when I saw this, I thought, I want to encourage this behavior. So at that point, I was pretty much going to buy it. I'm playing this game, and it's just really delightful, and I've never been into dungeon crawlers before. A lot of my gaming history has been playing other people's games on other people's consoles. That's generous in a way. Sometimes it's a little bit like emotional blackmail, where they just want to play and you have to do what they want to do. However, sometimes it's really quite generous. They don't have to let you touch their stuff, play with their stuff, create saves. You know, back in the day when you might have one or two saves, it's kind of a big deal. But it also puts a lot of limitations on you because it's not your game and it's not your save profile. And if you go visit somebody and play their game for a little while as a kid, you might never go back. So I had a lot of experiences like that and never really had the chance to get into things. And now here I am, reasonably close to 40, discovering who I am as a gamer today. Now that I've got a console and a PC that will run anything, I might end up doing some variety gaming on Twitch and on YouTube because I just really have no idea how to do these things. I think it'll be a ball for people to watch me as a total noob trying to figure out how to play these games and how to walk and how not to walk infinitely into a wall. Had that experience when I started playing Star Trek Online. I was fully aware of the fact that real people could see me doing this. It's one thing when it's trapped in a single player game on a console, and it's another thing when you're broadcasting your inability to walk in a straight line to random strangers all over the world. And so now apparently I've decided to do the exact same thing by choice, and I'm advertising it on YouTube. Ow. Hold on. That was connected in a very painful way. To try to sum it up in some way, shape, or form, I'm going to be a Stardew Valley streamer who might get into variety. I'm going to start and see how and where it goes. My intent, and this is just my first thought, is to stream on Twitch, then upload the videos later to YouTube. Coming from the 80s and 90s, the history of things, being female, being brown, and being into things like sci-fi, video games, all the traditional good and geeky stuff, I'm just loving the fact that now I'm able to come back into it. It's decades later, yes. However, the upside is that everything has changed per se. And what change is there is worthy of note. There are recognized female gaming producers and designers and characters. You can just scroll by and see a bunch of video games where the hero is, as they used to call it, the shiro. The face of that has changed. I didn't get the luxury of seeing those female characters as a kid, and when I did see them, the joke was always that they were really just kind of fluff, and they were there for what I'll say is pure entertainment fodder for what were expected to be pretty much exclusively serious male gamers. I'm really enjoying that there are enough changes now that I see them everywhere I look. And because I've been out of it for so long, it's a stark change to me, and I'm liking it. What the heck? There's a piece of lint and I am pulling it loose even though I know that's damaging the bit of hair I was messing with. This little end right here is acting like I might end up wanting to cut it off at some point. Let's see, how much have I done? I've got to take a moment to look away and see what I'm doing. I feel like there's something under my eye. It's very weirdly disconcerting. I'm fading fast doing this work. My energy is shifting all the way down low. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. This wears on me. I don't mind work of tedium when it involves my mind in some way, which is why doing all this talking and thinking while I'm doing it is really helping. However, this is kind of mindless work in that once you know how to do it, you're just physically autopiloting your way through. And so that is very, very hard for me to continue to focus on. I do want to finish up this video. I think at some point I had turned this tiny bit of hair here into its own lock, and I'd done the same with the corresponding bit over here. However, like I said, this part of my hair doesn't want to lock, so it was a nightmare. What I've done in the past is thread wrap it so that it's kind of holding the hair together synthetically, and eventually, sometimes after a year, it will start to lock. However, I don't feel like doing that right here, and I really don't want to do it with just these tiny bits. I had done that with much larger bits and it looked kind of purposeful. For whatever reason, it naturally came together as just one lock over here. So apparently that's what I need to do over here. But it took me a lot of figuring out because there's so much loose hair and these are so much finer. Whoa, look at that. I want to really pay attention. So I took a break and I did that. I actually even started editing my video. I hit that point where I was burnt out with recording and content. And like I said, I was making a type of content. You can see it, lots of product-based stuff. It's just not all I wanted to do. I wanted it to be a portion of what I was doing. I have a bunch of saved projects that are partially edited, and I have some completely finished videos that are fully edited and ready to go. And I just don't think any of them are worth uploading because they just feel like they're going backward in quality instead of moving forward. And I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the zone. I was exhausted. It was harder for me to record them, and it shows. So I guess that's what happened. So I'm now back to not having a log of videos, which is rather upsetting for me. But I don't know what to do. I don't want to put out videos that are done just because I spent all of this time, all of this effort making them. Yeah, I put that in, but the payoff for me, and I think for anyone viewing, is not gonna be that hot. I know I could do better, and nobody's missing anything. It's not a bunch of great content I don't feel good about. It's just lackluster content that's really not worth uploading, in my opinion. So I'm behind the curve again. Like when I first started out, I basically was just recording a video each week and getting that finished pretty much right before upload. And I don't want to be back in that place, but you know what? As I figure out my new content and how I'm going to evolve, I'll get back to where I have a backlog of videos to upload without having to kind of do them on the fly that week leading up to it. I don't want to be all over the place. However, I'm new and I'm figuring it out. Please bear with me as I do this brand new amazing thing. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm so glad I'm almost done with this. I do not enjoy doing this stuff. The fact that I'm almost done makes me want to just do nothing but sit in silence and rejoice with said silence because I'm almost finished. Just 2 more. Okay, so for a recap, I'm on Ko-fi.com at kofi.com/Aviana Lemaire, spelled just the way it is on YouTube. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, help support what I'm doing. If you like what I'm doing, I'm there, so it's a capability. You'll also see different blog content. I'm on Twitch as Impress Aviana. Aviana is spelled the same way as it is here on YouTube. I will be updating as I get some content on that station. I'm also on YouTube now as Impress Aviana Games, which I will be able to link in the description. I will be updating as I get more content out. I will be streaming Stardew Valley, which I'm expecting to branch out into variety streaming. Oh, I'm almost done. Oh, I just got one more to do. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm almost done. I'm just getting happier and happier. The joie de vivre is returning to me. I had lost it somewhere around halfway through when I realized that I was only somewhere around halfway through. I generally start to lose my joy around 1/3 of the way through, and by the time I hit half and realize I'm only halfway through, honey, it just gets bleak in this easy. I'm still going to continue to do the type of content I've been doing. I'm just going to also get more into that blogging, vlogging thing and chat with me's and whatever else I can think of that feels natural and just feels realistic. I started this out with a mission. I just wanted to show what it's like when you're just vlogging and you're just autistic and you're just brown and you're just female and you're just living, and show that side of it where every video isn't necessarily autism themed, but I'm kind of always autism themed, and I'll be showing a little bit more of myself. I'm kind of excited because being able to I just finished. Oh my gosh, I almost missed it. I finished. I'm so done. Wow, that feels good. I can feel air on my scalp again. That's something you give up on when you've got some slightly freeform locking happening at the roots. But it feels good in this moment. It's warm right now. Oh my goodness. What was I saying? I forgot when I realized I was done. No. One of the things that's really exciting to me about being able to be on Twitch is that I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for me to show a little bit more of myself unmasked. And that's not necessarily something I've been showing in life in general for most all of my life. It's a little bit harder to show it on YouTube because, frankly, the work it takes just to get my thoughts together and record on pointed subjects and tell a story from beginning to end, it's basically masking. It's something that neurotypicals do too when they're doing something like this. They slip on a different face, a different voice, different diction in order to, that person who lives their life, and then they go broadcast the news. And now it's the news on Aviana. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Kofi.com. And I've got a second YouTube station. Film coming up. Stay right here for more. You slip into something. It's just on a whole nother level for us. For the neurodivergence, I almost have to do it just to be able to function, to keep it together, to record the video. Wow, I can take this down now and let some of the tension loose. Now that I've got a little bit, just a tiny bit, I do it loosely, but just a tiny bit of tension on my actual roots, I really don't even want to feel the sensation of having it tied back. On Twitch, I might be able to unmask even more. Oh, that feels nice. And just be who I am on a different level. And that's a challenge for me, and I'm into it. Ave TV, live and unfiltered, on Twitch. Tune in to see. Let me just play with my hair when I have no idea what it looks like, which is unnerving for me, but whatever. I feel like with Locs, it's always the bomb diggity anyway. So, I didn't really get a full before, but because of the level of fuzz that was going on, I feel like every moment was just a before that was happening, and here's the after. Now they're going to move easily. It won't be as painful washing my hair afterward when I pop my locks and separate them. It's going to be a lot easier because they won't be nesting with 1.6 million hairs in every square meter or whatever. I finished my coffee, I finished my tea. And I think I said everything I need to say, so thanks for sitting and laughing and talking and listening with me. That's about it. Bye now. What the heck is that? What is in my tea. Hold on. This takes precedence. What? It's a mystery thing. Honey, a mystery thing in my tea? No, darling. Give me a moment. This must be sussed out. We're not having this. The Empress shall rule this all the way on out.